when you were promoting Purple Rain, you're dating David Lee Roth. You knew him. You're hanging out with him. Did Prince say that to call that off? I touched on it a little bit earlier, but did he say we can't have this going on anymore?
When I was in Minneapolis filming, Dave had sent flowers.
To the set?
Yeah,
or to
the Holiday Inn. And one day I went down to the production office at the Holiday Inn, and there were flowers and there was a card, and I was like, oh! He didn't let me get the flowers. So.
Because he was with you, or?
He didn't want me to be seen with anybody else. He wanted to be the one to discover me.
Yeah.
You know, so when I was sick at his house, he starts imitating. This is a funny story. So I'm sick, and he gets on the piano, and he stands on the piano, and he says, "Who's this?" And I looked over, and he jumps off the piano in his living room at the Purple House, and he touches his toes, and he does and he did it. And I looked over, and I said, "Excuse me," I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't see that." I did, but I made him do it again. So he gets back up, you know, in his heels on the piano, and he does it again. And I go, "Oh, I know who you are."
He was imitating David Lee Roth.
And I don't really believe Prince did that number, those splits, before that moment.
Wow.
Because I've looked for him doing those on stage, and I don't see that. So I know that afterwards, he did that.
So he could have been influenced by DLR doing
I
that.
believe so, yes. Prince was the one that said, "Don't go out with someone famous in public until the movie kind of settles."
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And, you know, Dave, that was not cool for Dave and myself. And, you know, Dave was on the road. It wasn't like, you know, I mean, he was, you know, entertaining. He had his fraternity suit, remember, his fraternity insurance. So I knew that when Dave was out, you know, he belonged to the world. And that was the fun thing, is that when we'd see each other, it was fun, you know, so.
How'd you end it with Dave, or did it just kind of dissipate?
We would see each other after the movie.
Okay.
You know, I'd go to, you know, his shows. We'd go and hang out. I had to do, there was one award show once, I don't know, it was American Music or one of those, and at the end, we went home. I went home with him. I was either his limo or mine, and I jumped into his, and, you know.
Did you meet Eddie a lot?
Oh, yes. I met them all.
Wow.
They were wonderful guys. They were so cool. Pete Angelis, his art director, also really great guy. They had an office on Sunset Boulevard at the old athletic club.
Yeah, right.
It was the
street.
building with the girls. They had bellhops, little girls in like hot pants. And they would, you take the elevator, you know, and then you'd walk into Dave's office. And it was a big statue of David, naked, with all kinds of writing. And his room in Pasadena, his house, I believe that's where his family, I met his family there. His room, all of his lyrics were on the wall. He would write all of his lyrics on the wall, Dave.
You don't remember the set list of any of those Van Halen shows, do you?
No, I know. I remember just looking. I knew at the time. I said, this is where you put your lyrics? He goes, yeah.
Wow.
Sugar. Call me Sugar.